Mm. Welcome back to the second hour of LoveBabz, Love Talk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. I didn't have a guest this morning. That's because, summers are a little challenging sometimes because everybody wants to like get away, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. And I don't blame them. I don't I don't blame them one bit. It's summer and you want to take in all the things, travel, uh, all the things. So, I made some coffee. I've been making my own coffee with a little cinnamon in the grounds, and it's been nice. It's been really nice. And then I'll go to the gym and lift heavy weights. So, I was checking Reuters, uh, what's happening in Venezuela. I don't know if they're gonna be able to change this election outcome. It's questionable. I don't know. Do you really want to be president under questionable circumstances? But if you want to be a dictator, you don't really care how you get to dictatorship. It's you're not really interested in fairness. If you if you want to be an out and out dictator, you are not interested in fairness, not one bit. So so I listen. We'll keep our eyes on it, I guess. Shoot. Uh, it's interesting. But people are marching, they're rising up. I see the marches in Kenya. I see the police turning water cannons on people in Kenya. My girlfriend just got back from Kenya. A friend of mine just got back from Kenya and she sent she sent this necklace, this beaded necklace, which is so vibrant because she said it reminded her of me. So, so yeah, so we have this vibrant necklace from Kenya and a porcupine bracelet. And it's called a porcupine bracelet because of the way the bracelet itself quills. So it like hugs your wrist. And so I got them in the mail the other day from Angela. Thank you very much. She took her nephew to Kenya for a couple of weeks. She lives in the Hamptons in Sag Harbor to be specific. So she's trying to get me to get to Sag Harbor, which is not hard, big girl. Listen, I told her, give me some dates. I'm not against it. Don't threaten me with a good time. And then every year somebody posts something about how Martha's Vineyard became a Black summertime sanctuary. People are fascinated by that. You know, let's see what else. And I'm not going this summer to work the jazz festival. I just don't want to. I don't want to go to Martha's Vineyard to work anymore. I mean, we only did it like 2 or 3 times, but I don't want to do. I didn't want to do it this year. I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to. It was nice. Now I'm like, ugh, I don't need it. I don't need it. So I might go up for the day. I might just go up for a day and hang out. And that might be enough. It might give me enough to like feel like, yeah, I was up there. I was up there. I was hanging out. It was good. You know what I mean? Like just enough. You know, I just I've got a lot to contend with, and it might not be good for me to go up there for a whole week this year. But we'll see. I'm not worried about it. And I have to make my plans about Paris. And you know, because if I should be hearing any day now about law school. And if I get in, school starts in September, right? August, late August. So, you know, so it's like a hurry up and wait thing until they reach out and be like, "Booyah, we want you to come do it, ready, do da da da." And I don't even remember what I said. Like I don't even remember what I said I wanted to do full time, part time. I don't even remember. So long ago. So we shall see, child. I'm just waiting. And it's fine. It's like one of those things where you just like you just excited to wait. It's just I'm just excited to wait. It's fine. I haven't watched any of the I haven't watched House of the Dragon. I haven't watched only thing I watched was Bridgerton because I haven't been in front of the TV, it's summer outside, which I could bring my laptop outside. Like, that's not hard. I could absolutely do that and watch, you know, we'll see what happens. I'm enjoying this coffee though, I'll tell you that. You cannot go wrong with Cafe Bustelo. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your coffee game is. You brew up a fine cup of Cafe Bustelo. That's some good drinking. That's some good espresso. That's some good coffee. I don't care who you are. So, anyway, anyway, uh, I had to get myself together a little bit. And I've heard of an Irish breakfast. I just like you heard of a English breakfast. I've heard of that. I've heard that. And let's see. So I'm looking at the things that I want to talk about. And I know this is gonna make some people mad, but I think Marvel should get another Black Panther. All right. Don't nobody throw sticks at me or nothing. I'm just saying, if you think about Marvel and all the things, it's not replacing Boseman, Chadwick. But if you look at all the Marvel characters, how many Supermans has it been? There's been like 8 million Supermans. How many Spider-Men have it been? 8 million Spider-Men. And people get wedded to them. They have their favorites. So I think Marvel's gonna have to have another Black Panther. They're gonna have to have another Black Panther. I mean, that's just how the franchise has to go. Like if we want to see the franchise to continue, somebody's gonna want to take their turn at being um Black Panther. Sister is Black Panther, and it goes to his son after the son T'Challa. Even my daughter's getting all funky with me. She's getting all pissy. Ugh. The family, the sister, the son. Like, okay, but there's still more stories we can tell about the Black Panther. Good grief. It's all right. We've had several Supermen. With 2, 3 TV versions. 3, 4, 5, 8 movie versions. God, how many Batmans have we had? We had like 8 million Batmans. My favorite is still Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is still my favorite Batman. Still. I'm just telling you. But we've had George Clooney as Batman. Christian Bale's as Batman. Who the hell else has been Batman? All kinds of Batmans. Wait, let me look up who's played Batman. You mean to tell me we're gonna just have one Black Panther? You know, just saying. I know this is sacrilegious. I know. What's his face? J-Lo's soon-to-be ex was Batman. Ten actors have portrayed the Cape Crusader in both live action films and on television. And then a bunch more voicing Batman in animated and video game works. Like, come on. Adam West to Michael Caine to Christian Bale. Like a lot of Batmans. Adam West, that's the one I watched growing up. Batman the movie in 1966. Michael Keaton, who was my favorite Batman. He did Batman 1989 and wait, Batman Returns. Who was in that? Michelle Pfeiffer, Danny DeVito, Christopher Walken. Look at those people in that movie. Oh gosh, Val Kilmer. Is Val Kilmer Batman? Hmm. Batman Forever. When Jim Carrey was the Riddler. Wow, I forgot. And then George Clooney. Yeah, that was I mean, he was good, but then there was Batman and Robin with George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. It was Mr. Freeze, Uma Thurman was Poison, and then the whole Christian Bale, who was the gritty Batman, the dark, menacing Batman. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises. And then Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was the world weary Batman, which suits him, I think. Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, Justice League, The Flash. Oh, I forgot about Robert Pattinson. This is the Batman I hadn't seen. The Detective Batman. I've not seen the Robert Pattinson turn as Batman. That has Zoe Kravitz in it, right? I've not seen that one. Okay. So that was 2022, the Batman. Oh, so that's the one I haven't seen. But I say all that to say it's time for us to get a new. I know people are gonna throw rocks at me. How dare I say such a thing? And I love Bozeman Chadwick as the Black Panther. But I think the franchise deserves more stories about the Black Panther. I think it deserves more stories, and I think you gotta have another turn at Black Panther, and not let the story progress to the next um Black Panther. And I get it, but I think it's somebody's gonna want to make another Black Panther movie. It's gonna happen. It's not gonna just stand by itself, by themselves. They're gonna do it. And there's some young cats out there who I would love to see. That young Idris cat who goes out with the Harvey girl. I think he'd be wonderful. He's good looking. I mean, there's a bunch of cats out there who could take a turn. you know. Uh I mean, I love that they want to, the sister becomes the Batman, the Black Panther, and then his son, it grows up to be the Black Panther. All right, I'm with that too. I like all of that. But if we take a page from the Batman franchise, 10 or so, 10 or more playing Batman over the years, like 10. Now, how many actors were Superman? That's another one. And let me look that up. 11 that played him on TV or in the movies. And Brandon Routh played him in 2006. He was the first Superman on the big screen since Christopher Reeves played the character in the 1980s. I almost forgot that. Uh, Routh, hardly giving audiences a wow. So his Superman was pretty forgettable. All right, but he was good looking. I don't care what anybody says. Dean Cain, he played Lois and Clark on the New Adventures of Superman on TV in 1993. How could we forget that? Channing Tatum, the Lego movie 2014, the Lego Batman movie 2017, the Lego movie. So he was like the Lego Batman. I mean, Superman. He was the voice. Kirk Allen, he was Superman in 1948 on TV. Wow. He was the first actor to ever portray Superman in a live action work. Allen was so synonymous with the character that when the serial first came out in theaters, his name didn't even appear on the screen. George Reeves, Adventures of Superman TV show in 1952, and The Flash in 2023. Bud Collyer, The New Adventures of Superman animated TV show, 1966. I mean, look at all these Supermen. Oh, Nick Cage. He was in The Flash in 2023. But he was Superman. That is wild. Tyler Hoechlin, he was on Supergirl, the TV show 2016, The Flash, Arrow, Batman TV show, Legends of Tomorrow TV show, Superman and Lois TV show in 2021. So he was Superman in those things. Okay. Tom Welling, Smallville, which was my favorite. I used to watch Smallville. I love my husband gave me the whole seasons of Smallville as a Christmas present. That's how much I love Smallville. And he played young Clark Kent for 10 seasons. And then Harry Cavill, Man of Steel 2013, Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Justice League in 2016 and 2017, Zack Snyder's Justice League 2021, Black Adam 2022, and The Flash 2023. So, Christopher Reeve, he was Superman in 1978, and then Superman 2 in 1980, Superman 3 in 1983, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, 1987, and The Flash in 2023. Like, these are the cats who play Superman. So yeah, it's time for us to think about um, a new Black Panther. I'm putting it out there. I know. Don't throw rocks at me. Don't run up on me and push me over because you think I'm being, disrespectful to the memory of Chadwick Boseman. I am not. I'm just saying the franchise has to go on. We more Black people work it. Somebody else could become Black Panther. I mean, I get it. There's a arc to this thing, but just saying. It's time we have the conversation. It's time we have the conversation. It's tough. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it. And I know they'll have some kind of feelings about it, you know. Anyway. Also, I just got some news in. JD Vance is faltering in the Midwest, a big problem for the GOP. I'm sorry. Do they not? They don't have a vetting process in the Republican Party. They just whoever looks good, we just gonna get them. I'm surprised Donald Trump even, but his son and Tucker Carlson talked him into this one. That's what happens when you don't listen to people, credible people. You just make all kinds of stupid decisions. But I don't care because they could implode. I think he's a fine choice. I don't think he could have found a better running mate, honestly. I mean, if we're gonna walk in truth. I mean, I he just fits the narrative, you know, crazy, crazy, crazy. So I'm like, all right, I'll go with that. Listen, I don't get to tell the Republicans how to run their campaigns. I don't even do that with Democrats. Anyway, I'm just in my own lane over here. I'm just talking about the Marvel universe today. I'm in the Marvel universe. Now, do you want to know about the actors who are almost chosen to play Superman? Which I think is just as interesting as uh Nicolas Cage. Uh, so when I said Nicolas Cage earlier, I was looking at a picture of him in the Superman costume, you know, because they wanted to kind of redefine Superman a little bit. So they thought Nick Cage would be a good choice. All right. I mean, you know, I think Nick Cage is talented. Uh, they did choose Ben Affleck. They're thinking about Will Smith. He was their top choice in the 2000s. You know, he did do that other little super power movie with with the slovenly, unreluctant superhero cat. I don't even remember the name of that one. Brendan Fraser. I could see it. I see the type. Robert Redford, but like in 1978, Robert Redford. Paul Newman. Hmm. He was asked to play Superman or the character's father, Jor-El, or and arch nemesis Lex Luthor. Okay, that's interesting. Nick Nolte. Now, when you look back and you hear these names, you're like, now these people would have been like the 1978 kind of Superman. So that's interesting. DJ Catrona, I don't know, was actually cast as Superman. The actor was set to play the role in the George Miller's Justice League Mortal, which was set to introduce the Justice League on film in 2009. So Cortona did a costume test and everything, but the project was eventually scrapped due to the production delays from 2007 to 2008 because of the writer's strike and changes in shooting locations from Australia to Canada. Wow, that's critical. So the idea was that if the Justice League mortal were successful, the various heroes would be spun off into their own films. And it likely that Cortona would lead his own Superman film. So he would later join the DC and would later join the DC universe, playing the older Pedro in both Shazam and Shazam Fury of the Gods. Huh. Okay. And then Joe Manganiello, um, during the casting process for Zack Snyder directed Man of Steel, Joe Manganiello was considered to be a primary frontrunner to become the Superman to lead the newly forming DCEU. Okay, wow. Though his casting ultimately never came to be, it appears that potential scheduling conflicts with the HBO series True Blood were the main impetus for it falling through. He would have been the most physically imposing actor to play Superman because he's already like buff, right? So he wouldn't have had to get buff. They probably would have like get less buff. So anyway, that's it. Josh Hartnett, mm, he was considered the role of Superman twice. First one, the director was Wolfgang Peterson, and which was Batman versus Superman, the movie in 2004, which I think Christian Bale was trying to be cast at that particular time as Batman. So, well, the project didn't go anywhere, and it was written another Superman film written by J.J. Abrams set to be directed by Brett Ratner into development. Okay. So the movie was called Superman Flyby, and Harnett was again one of the actors considered for the role, but the film did not come to pass. But it's interesting that the two separate Superman projects in the early 2000s considered Hartnett to play the role of Superman. Where is Josh Hartnett anyway? Chris Pratt could be considered the most out of the box potential casting option for Superman. Chris Pratt auditioned and was considered to play the last son of Krypton. This surprising audition choice is further extrapolated by the notion that this was for the 2006 Superman Returns, which was still at a time, uh, let's see, it was still at that time when the actor was known as a comedic relief figure, becoming the buff action star he is today. Okay. Nicholas Hoult. Oh, God, he looks so young. Nicholas Hoult has his fair share of close calls with popular film roles. The young actor was notably the runner-up to Robert Pattinson in playing the character in 2022, The Batman. But most recently, Hoult was highly publicized to be one of the first finalists screen testing for the role of Clark Kent in the upcoming Superman Legacy, a film meant to relaunch the DC universe on the silver screen. Mm. But much like his time in the mix of DC's other culturally iconic superheroes, Hoult narrowly missed out on the parts of David Corenswet. Corenswet? Though it may not be the end of the road for Hoult in Superman Legacy, as the actor has also been rumored in trade publications to be the mix to play the Man of Steel's arch nemesis Lex Luthor. Hmm. Interesting. That's interesting. So you get to see all the people who got it, and then you get to see all the people who they was interested in but didn't get it. And then different variations of these Superman stories that were going into production but didn't go to production for whatever reason. Timing. So I didn't know all this. So it was pretty fascinating, like all the different kinds of stories and all the kinds of ways in which people all the ways that people were cast and considered and not considered and interesting. Very, very interesting. So I was like, okay, not bad. Not bad at all. So anyway, uh Yeah. Thanks to all the people who sent me all the book suggestions for my summer read, although I already got there, but I appreciate people. I really do. I do. I appreciate it greatly. So anyway, that's the way of the world, people. Mm. That is the way of the world. So that was fascinating, this whole Marvel DC conversation. And I'm gonna stick by what I said. I think they need a new Black Panther. I think they need not a new, another. They need another Black Panther so that we could continue to tell the stories of Black Panther, and all of that. And I think you could get a new Killmonger. You could get a whole new thing and just retell the story again and again and again in different ways with different, I mean, who doesn't want to know more about Wakanda, right? So I get it. It was so shocking that Chadwick Boseman passed away and he was so beloved and the work that he put out there was so, you know, ridiculously good, that I get the honoring of him. I get it. But I do think though we need to keep Black folks working. And I think there's some folks who could rise up and be a part of telling the story again and again. And it's gonna come a time when new audiences is gonna want to tell the story. So anyway, is anybody here? Okay. I gotta get myself ready for the gym. So anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. And I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I hope you are too. It's been a wonderful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day in the neighborhood. Thank you, Harry Droz. Thank you, Paul Bass. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Same time, same bat channel.
Let me tell you about this girl, maybe I should. I met her in Philly, and her name was Brown. See, we be making love constantly. That's why my eyes are a shade blood burgundy. The way that we kiss is unlike any other way that I be kissing when I'm kissing. What I'm missing, won't you listen? Brown sugar, babe. I guess high off your love, I don't know how to behave.